Welcome to the Epic Man Podcast, where we let our curiosities and theories run wild and sometimes talk relevant news. I'm Josiah, and with me, my two friends and co-hosts, Ben and Mike. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing. How are you?
Yeah, I'm living the dream.
Yeah?
Mike
We're all just out there living the dream?
Always.
Making it happen?
Yeah, dude, making it happen.
Taking names and kicking ass, all that good stuff.
Every day.
Sure.
Every day.
I got a list of people's names or something.
Yeah, I'm like
Kicking names and taking ass.
always.
Yeah. Every day, you know?
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
So,
I is always glad to hear when you take ass, Mike.
Josiah likes it.
He does. Secretly.
I mean, after that penis museum discussion, it kind of made me really think about things, you know, in a whole new light. So this is my moment to tell you guys that I'm coming out.
Nope.
So
nope. Don't do that.
Well,
just kidding.
It's July.
Yeah, I
all
can't
the companies have given up.
Gotta wait. I gotta wait till next year. So, we have some interesting things to talk about.
Do we? Because I feel like we're already off the rails.
Well, we're always
Mike,
off the rails.
You're always off getting railed.
my
I mean,
secret.
you're always off the rails, Mike.
Wow, Ben, you're getting exceptionally aggressively sexual already.
Ben loves it when Mike gets railed. Let's just be honest.
All right.
Well,
All right. Well, that one a little bit too far. But
it's too late
what are
now.
we talking about today, gentlemen? I don't even know.
We're talking about a lot of
You
things.
don't know what we're talking about today,
Yeah, it's
Ben?
crazy, Ben. I mean, like, we share stuff with you and tell you, hey, we're doing this thing. You didn't even read it.
I share things too, but I
Do you?
share
When was the last
personal
time you
things.
shared an article?
Oh, I don't do that.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah. No.
Oh,
Cringe.
we know you don't do that, Ben.
Imagine sharing articles.
Ben just waits until we start talking about something on the podcast, and he quickly starts Googling articles about it. And
as soon as I bring up something, he'll go and look it up on Google and start reading the first thing that he saw. And he's like, yeah, Michael, I knew all about this.
Stupid
totally.
Mike.
Yeah. What do you know about all of this, Michael?
Oh man. So before we jump into the podcast and everything today, I just want to say to our listeners and to our viewers that I appreciate you. I appreciate you a lot, because I've been noticing we're steadily continuing to grow as a podcast. Over on YouTube, we're almost to 200 subscribers over there.
Yes.
And we are continuing to get more subscribers all the time, and more people are finding out about our podcasts, audio wise and stuff. Audio wise, the podcast is doing very well on the different podcast platforms, and it's continuing to grow, and I just appreciate that. So for you listening, if you don't mind, please make sure that you leave a review if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast platform. Subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube, all of that good stuff. It really helps us out a lot. So, with that being said, aliens.
Yeah, so we can't
Aliens.
see aliens. No matter how much we try, we cannot escape aliens. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
The
we're not doing
aliens-
this on purpose. This is not like, hey, you know what? We don't know what to talk about. Let's talk about aliens.
I promise
Mike-
we're not an alien podcast, but
But we are an alien
we're kind of
podcast.
turning into an alien podcast.
I mean,
But-
our podcast is 1/3 alien. So
That's true. I was about to say that. We do have a resident alien here.
Mhm.
I am from the stars, but that's okay. My people implanted all these alien thoughts in your brains, and so now you just
That's
wanna
not
talk
a
about
thing.
aliens.
I don't think your species could
Dude.
do that.
You're literally talking to one of them. How would you even know that?
I would never let aliens implant anything in me. So
I don't.
Too
I
late.
just
They
don't
probably
think you
already
could.
have.
I don't think you could if you wanted to. I don't think you have the capability.
Implant something into
I'm
you?
pretty sure you just got dropped off here. They deuced out, and you don't have any.
Yeah,
of
they
your
did.
equipment,
I have to fulfill my purpose here on Earth before I can go back home.
which to
Ben
get
is like
railed.
the Sid the Sloth of aliens.
You know, that's a fair comparison. I'll take it.
He fell asleep, and then
Yeah.
what was it? Yeah, they tied him to a tree and
Yeah,
like kicked him off a cliff. There's
He
Wasn't
like
that
woke up
brutal.
or something, and he had no idea where the rest of his
They
family.
did just yeet me onto Earth, though,
yeah.
which
Hey,
kind of sucked.
it all
But
works.
it was, it's all right. I've made some friends here.
Well, have you?
Maybe I've done some things and some stuff, and yeah.
You've done
Just
some
kidding.
things and stuff, huh? Some
We're
stuff and
friends.
things.
Yes, Ben, you have made friends. You've made at least two friends.
At least 2.
At least 2.
That doesn't include you, Mike.
No, it does. Because
Definitely doesn't.
who else do you talk to, Ben? We know you live alone.
And that shack out in the
that
woods.
Shack out in the woods.
Yeah, it's a shack. For
He
sure.
uses his antenna on his head.
Dude, how did you know?
I told you I have picture proof if you have an antenna on your head. He
Yeah.
uses his antenna to create an internet connection.
That's probably true.
I mean,
Yeah.
the picture of Ben with an antenna is better than any UFO or alien pic that anybody's ever taken.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It was
the
sent
only
to me
thing
by
that
a
really
concerned
compares,
citizen.
the only thing that really compares is the monolith, as far as
Yeah.
quality, as far as prime
true.
quality.
Well, aliens.
Aliens.
So aliens, yeah, my people. What do you want to talk
Your
about?
people.
Yeah, dude, my people.
So we had the Pentagon report that came out.
yeah, like the director.
I think that
or
was
something.
like over a week ago now. Yeah, like a week and a half ago.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool. But there wasn't really anything in the report necessarily. They just kind of talked about how like that there's a lot of things that they can't explain and stuff mostly, which is basically what we already knew. But they have like a weird name for it. They don't call them UFOs. They have to, of course, give them their own name,
right.
which is like UAPTF or something like that, I think. Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force. So that's so the Unidentified Aerial Phenomena is what they call them. UAP. UAP. So do you guys like UFO better or UAP?
I didn't like
strikes
UFO,
you?
but I know I watched a thing one time. What?
What, Ben?
UAP.
UAP.
I watched a thing saying that they changed the name because UFO got like too like intermingled with like conspiracy theories and stuff. So they had to change the name to something a little bit more like professional.
Oh, I don't know how UFO sounds more less professional than UAP.
Well,
I'm just saying.
But we also a couple days ago got an update. This was published today, but still, it was a couple days ago that they started talking about it. NASA chief and former astronaut Bill Nelson insists humans will find intelligent alien life in the universe in the wake of the Pentagon's declassified UFO report.
He insists.
He said his argument for why he thinks there's alien life is because of how big the universe is, like just how massive it is. But one of the things he was saying was that he doesn't know if the UFO phenomenon is aliens. He says he doesn't see evidence that it could be aliens, but he says they don't really have any explanation for where this technology is coming from, because if it's our like those other countries, they're so far ahead of us that like we have something to be worried about. And I thought that was really interesting, because it's like, okay, well then if we don't have official UFOs like that are like they can't confirm that they're aliens, then that leaves us with the only possibility that like here on Earth we have technology beyond anything we've ever seen before, which is I think scarier because we know what humans like to do with technology.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I think it's interesting that he didn't want to straight up say no, they can't be. But yeah, I think it was interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know exactly where like these crazy technology things would be coming from though. Like,
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know.
You mean wait in other countries or here?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of stuff we don't know.
Yeah.
Robin,
Probably.
Crazy, right?
there's a lot of things we don't know.
There are a lot of things you guys
Maybe
don't know.
we all know that like even like with the US military and stuff, like they're always like developing new things that people don't even know about.
Dude,
like
there's
at
so
all
many
and stuff.
military secrets.
So
Crazy.
like obviously if we have secrets, then pretty much every other country that has like a strong military is going to have secrets as well.
My people also have secrets.
So I mean, I guess it could be pretty much any country, you know. It could be all sorts of different countries that have all these crazy things that are flying around and stuff. And
Absolutely.
you know, hey, maybe all these other countries they have their own Area 51s and stuff too. Just
I'm sure they do.
out in the middle of nowhere and stuff. So
What's interesting is that like according to the report, there have been over 140 UAP sightings. And while like I think it's interesting, we talked a couple weeks ago about like there was stuff in like the 1800s with our with Thomas Jefferson.
Yeah.
Like people have been seeing things like this in the 50s and the 60s,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then for a while there, they just kind of stopped. There was like apparently like a huge slump,
Mm-hmm.
but then like recently things have been, like, there's been a big uptick.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of interesting that we're like seeing like there's almost waves of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, was that the technology no longer being able to keep up? Was that, you know, something else going on? Like, yeah, you know, or do the aliens have like cycles?
Cycles.
They come by, they check us out for a little bit, and they're like, nah, we're gonna leave for a little while.
Ben,
we'll come
do
back
you have
later.
cycles?
You have cycles, Ben?
Yeah.
Monthly cycles, Ben?
You could say that. We have monthly.
Ben has a monthly cycle.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that kind of makes me think that it can't be just like another, you know, military secret or something out there that's technology. I mean, if we're talking about the fact that like Thomas Jefferson literally like saw what we all have as like a clear description of like UFOs and stuff today.
Yeah.
So if for people who aren't aware, we did an episode a while back that was about like presidents and UFOs or something like that. So if you want to go listen to more about that with Thomas Jefferson and his experience with the UFO, you can go do that. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. And after you hear like his description, you're like, that is literally a UFO.
Yeah.
So like what country on earth would have had that type of technology back in the 1800s? You know? So
or if a country has that kind of technology, is it aliens?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, hey, I the more we talk about it, the more I'm like, you know what, maybe this alien thing, maybe there's something to it.
Maybe, yeah.
Or
yeah,
maybe
right.
That's what I've been trying to say for years.
There's a secret civilization in the earth.
Oh dear.
That's just waiting to strike.
You just went in the opposite direction. We went from the stars to the belly of the earth.
Bro.
The mole people.
That's what I've been saying.
Dude, listen, hey, one of our presidents also in the podcast thought there were mole people. Listen,
Mole
if you haven't
people.
checked out that president podcast, you got to check it out.
Yeah, it's
fire.
crazy. It's
There's some
wild.
nuts stuff.
We got to do a sequel to that one sometime.
Yeah, not only do we talk about mole people and aliens, there's fist fights and duels, and it just gets bananas.
It's a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe mole people are the advanced civilization.
Oh my gosh.
I've figured it out, guys. I figured it out.
What if the mold people created Atlantis? They had this crazy technology. They shot up to the stars, and now, just like you said, they are aliens.
Well, they wouldn't really be mole people anymore if they were in the stars.
Yikes.
Star people.
Star lords.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah,
I like it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And
Who knows?
they're all male, so they can't reproduce.
Wow.
They just live forever.
Wow.
Eternal star beings.
It's kind of a pretty sexist group of people there.
Yeah, they are. They
I guess
suck.
aliens are sexist, huh?
Dude, we literally hate them. My people, we hate them.
Wow. That's
The mole people.
Oh, you hate the mole people. Okay, that makes sense.
xenophobes too, huh? Wow.
Yeah, the mole people sound like assholes. Not gonna
Aliens have problems too, Michael.
I guess.
We deal with some of the same things that people on Earth do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very evidently because of you. So
Wow.
um
So this is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Like, this is an older article, but just listening to some of the things obviously that our government will tell us that, and you may know there's a lot of stuff that they're not telling us. That there were 80 of the reported like 144 incidents of UAPs were observed with multiple sensors, including radar, infrared, electro-optical, weapon seekers, and visual observation. In 18 of the incidents, unusual UAP movement patterns or flight characteristics were observed, including the ability to remain stationary in winds aloft, move against the wind, maneuver abruptly, or move at considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion. And then they said, despite the intriguing sightings, now this is 144, but I think it's 145 now because of last year. They said, despite the intriguing sightings, U.S. intelligence analysts could only explain one of the sightings, which was a large balloon deflating.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, so that's kind of nuts. Like, to think about the fact that like there are multiple reports and 80% of those had multiple like eyes. It wasn't just like a shaky cam going, "Oh, it's UFO." It's like there's like military technology like looking at these things and they're like, "Bro, we can't explain these. Like, it's kind of crazy."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
It is pretty crazy.
What do we do about that?
You know? I wish that they would change the name from UAP to FAP somehow.
No,
because that'd be pretty awesome.
No,
of course you would recommend that.
I just want.
I see a FAP out there.
I saw a FAP. I'm not even kidding you,
dude. That FAP flew by me so fast.
I've literally been trying to think for like this entire podcast.
Wow,
like,
you've really been digging deep.
What is a synonym for unidentified that begins with F? And I can't think of any. I just wish that one existed.
Foreign,
frightening.
Foreign might work. I mean,
yeah.
Well, it might work.
Foreign alien phenomena.
Yeah, FAP.
Dude, it's amazing.
I'm going to submit that to the Pentagon and see what they think.
No, just don't do that.
I'm going to email the Pentagon right now. Say, guys, so listen to this.
Hear me out.
What if we call it FAP?
Boom.
Best idea ever.
They'd be like, yes.
Dude, the aliens would be like, yes.
Yes.
That's exactly what it is, guys. Exactly.
I feel like aliens can appreciate memes and stuff.
Dude, aliens love memes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, aliens love memes, dude.
I
But
don't know that.
There's something else that's kind of spicy that came out this past week that kind of ties into what we're talking about right now.
Okay.
Oh, by the way,
okay.
A better word would be furtive.
Furtive?
Furtive aerial phenomenon. Secret, enigmatic, or secretive.
Ooh, I like that. Furtive. Yeah. That's a good word. That's a good word.
Submit that to the Pentagon.
There you go. Furtive aerial phenomena.
And they're going to be like, you can get out of here and not speak to us ever again. In fact, your taxes just went up. And you're like, what the hell? 99%.
What the heck?
Uh-oh. The aliens got Ben. The government
Ben?
got Ben.
I got to step away for just a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, no.
Wall is taking my place. Meet Wall.
Just
audience,
turn off your camera. I don't want to stare at your freaking wall. Get out of here.
Wall wants his time to shine.
You're ruining the joke because nobody can see your wall.
People listening to this is gonna be like, "What?"
My table almost took me out now.
Oh my god, dude!
Everything's trying to
kill me without taking off his headphones.
Just go.
Just get out of here, Ben. Get out of here. Leave.
Fab.
So you were gonna say something spicy. Listen, Ben doesn't need to be here for this.
No. But Ben doesn't. So this kind of ties into what we're talking about right now. So this is a recent discovery, but Iceland may be part of a submerged continent.
What?
Called Icelandia.
What?
So the way that I'm thinking about this is that maybe Icelandia is the home of the aliens.
Yeah, I think you really want that, Mr. Viking. You'd really like that, wouldn't you?
I mean, that'd be pretty sick. That'd be pretty cool.
No, it would be.
What if Vikings
honest.
are aliens?
Hey, listen.
Maybe they're the ones
we don't know
with the advanced technology.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, in a lot of ways, back in the Dark Ages, the Vikings were the ones with the advanced, boats and everything else. So
yeah,
maybe
they were bringing that heat. Yeah.
Instead of advanced boats, now they got advanced aircrafts. So, boom.
Yep, they're Viking planes. Hey, I mean, listen, you might not be wrong, but I think that's fascinating. I think it is also too. Who's naming these things?
Icelandia.
It's Icelandia.
Well, apparently there's another one too that they named, which is literally just like Icelandia, but like it's a super boring name. But apparently there is New Zealand, and New Zealand's part of a continent as well, a secret sunken continent called Zealandia.
No.
Yes.
Never. I don't believe it.
I'm actually being 100% serious about this. Zealandia. Like, that is literally the best name you can come up with for a freaking continent that's sunk in the ocean.
Are they even trying? You know they're not.
Zealandia.
Oh, welcome to Zealandia.
We have Icelandia and Zealandia.
Dude, how did Wall treat you guys?
Oh my God, you're still talking about that wall? Wow.
Yeah, we
Yeah, Wall's
literally
a person too.
don't care.
Yikes.
Wow,
No, it's not.
alright.
It's a wall.
Way to be sensitive.
Nope.
Insensitive, sorry. My bad.
So, Ben, have you heard of Zealandia?
Zealandia?
Yeah.
No, but I'll find out what it is.
I'm sure you will. Zealandia is a sunken, hidden continent
Oh.
where New Zealand's literally just like the little tip. New Zealand's the tip.
Was original part of the ancient supercontinent of Gondwana.
Sure.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Sure.
there's that, and then there's also Icelandia, which was discovered literally like this past week. So
Well,
Oh,
let them
really?
tell you all about it.
yeah,
No, I literally don't know what that is.
so Iceland is maybe part of a submerged continent called Icelandia.
Icelandia.
So what I was saying was I think that maybe the strange faps that everyone are seeing
Yep.
are coming from Icelandia.
You're really trying to make that work, aren't you?
Dude, he's just gonna call it the entire time.
Viking faps.
What? Okay, what makes you think that they're from Icelandia?
Well, I was just like thinking about like people that are kind of like submerged that nobody know about. It's kind of like its own freaking hidden continent down there. Who knows? Maybe there's like people living down there, doing their
Yes.
thing.
Sure. Yeah.
Water faps.
Oh yeah.
So,
I'm just letting you take this to where you need to take.
Take it home. yourself.
but no, I do think that it's kind of cool that there are like parts of continents that are, below the ocean and stuff that
That is fascinating.
makes you wonder what's like down there, like if there's any lost civilization type stuff down there or anything.
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
dude. Yeah, maybe there's
Especially
a
for
bunch of,
Zealandia, maybe there's
Where do you
stuff
think
down
the
there.
stories of Atlantis come from?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they came from Iceland.
Icelandia
They came from Iceland,
and Zealandia.
and then
Zealandia.
because they had to sink for there to be a story about a sunken continent.
I think we should change all the names of all the contents to Landia something.
Amerilandia,
Amerilandia.
Marilandia.
Canalandia,
Eurolandia.
Canalandia.
Eurolandia.
Yeah,
Afrolandia. Asialandia. Australandia.
yikes.
It's a big
Well,
yikes.
I mean, I don't know. That's really fascinating.
But apparently Australia doesn't have anything to do with Zealandia. So
No, because why would it?
yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of wish Zealandia was still around though, because it'd probably be way cooler than Australia.
Yeah.
Dude, Australia's so cool.
Well, I mean,
There's so
New
many
Zealand's
things that
cooler than
can
Australia.
kill you there. It's amazing.
I mean, they didn't film Lord of the Rings in Australia.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Probably
probably because
because of-
everything would have killed the crew.
Yeah, because it's all poisonous. Like that continent, people insist on living there because they want to die. Australia is
same
where you
here.
go to die.
Might
Hey.
at least it'd be an exciting death, probably.
Sure. Hey, listen. Speaking of ice
Mhm.
and buried things,
Oh, okay.
scientists
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
found possible signs of life on Saturn's moon.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to read this. It's kind of, in fact,
I am
it's kind of
intrigued.
fascinating. The icy crust enveloping Saturn's moon, Enceladus. I'm going to say
I
that.
thought
that's
you were
right.
about to say Insulandia. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
Encelandia has long fascinated astronomers. Evidence collected by NASA and Europe's Space Agency suggests the shell could be hiding a massive subsurface ocean made of briny water underneath, which tantalizingly could potentially harbor life. According to a new study by a team from the University of Arizona and Paris Science and Letters University, published in the journal Nature Astronomy. Wow, that's a mouthful. Last month, their spaceship's observations found that Enceladus is expelling plumes of methane gas, suggesting that the moon's subsurface oceans may be habitable to Earth-like microorganisms.
Hmm.
They said that could the Earth-like microbes that eat the dihydrogen and produce methane explain the surprisingly large amount of methane detected by Cassini, which is the name of the spaceship. So right now they're saying obviously that's a really difficult thing to answer, but
Right.
it's fascinating that they're finding so much like methane and methane gas coming from the planet. And the fact that if there is water underneath there, then that gives the building blocks for potential life.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
exactly.
Water can lead to life.
Yeah.
I mean, they're continuing to kind of find signs of that, even like on Mars and stuff too. Have they actually found microorganisms on Mars yet?
I
No.
don't think so.
Okay. But they have found like literal like signs of water and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
They found places where they think like rivers were and like lakes and stuff.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. Do you know, like, can you just imagine how cool it'd be just to even find like one little thing that's life outside of Earth? Like that'd just be amazing.
Dude, that'd break the world, dude.
Living microorganisms such as methanogens are another possible source, but no evidence for the presence of such organisms have been found on Mars.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
but yeah,
we've only scratched the surface of Mars, so I'm sure that there's.
I think once we get I actually think that our chances have become better finding something if we get a person there.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah.
I think once we get a person there, which is going to be happening soon, I think we'll have a better chance of finding anything if there is anything there.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Absolutely. I know that they have found. Let's see here. I'm trying to find when exactly it was, but they have found on like meteorites from Mars that they believe from Mars. They found with electron microscopes bacteria-like structures, but nothing living.
Okay.
And I think it probably burned up. If it was something that was living, it probably like burned up on the way there.
Right.
You know. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
Nice.
So I don't know. It's kind of interesting. But it also is kind of scary because it reminds me of that movie that I still haven't seen, but I know the premise of Life.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. That movie's terrible.
Didn't you like that movie, Josiah?
No, I did not like Life.
No, it was like a trash ripoff of Alien.
Trash ripoff of Alien.
Exactly
but yeah, it was kind of interesting because of that movie. It did start with them finding just like one little microorganism.
Yeah.
And it basically took over the like everything by the end of the movie. So yeah, but it's kind of that same idea, I guess. So whenever we find microorganisms, prepare to be enslaved to the little guys.
Well, that's
little microorganisms and stuff. Actually, it turned into like a big tentacle thing by the end. So that was kind of
wild.
I thought it was nice. I thought it like in the movie. I thought it was trying to be nice.
No.
Oh.
They thought it was at first. They thought that it was like going to be like a nice little thing, and it wasn't at all. So
interesting.
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds found that out real fast.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that's fair.
He died like right away.
Yeah, he died in like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yikes. They just had to get him in there so that people would come see their movie.
Yeah, exactly. We have Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, and they're like,
hey,
oh,
watch
cool.
him die.
In like apparently, speaking of space and how we celebrities in space, because I'm just jumping to the next thing.
Celebrities in space.
Yeah. Elon Musk. He's building a starship, and he says that the starship that he's building could chomp up space junk with its moving door on the way to Mars.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Elon.
Okay.
Since collecting
Daddy
space junk
Musk
will reduce the risk of collisions involving dead satellites and other debris, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk said the company's Starship craft could use its moving door to chomp up space debris. We can fly starships around in space and chomp up debris with the moving fairing door, he said. Fairing door can open when it reaches a certain orbit, deploy spacecraft, and close before the Starship makes its way back to Earth. Musk was responding to a Twitter user who asked the billionaire entrepreneur whether SpaceX had any idea for clearing up space junk. So,
interesting.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
The idea of cleaning that up. I mean, because, obviously, like, I think the thing right now, like, apparently when you go to Earth, it doesn't even look the same on the outside that it used to because of how much stuff is outside, like floating around in the
depressing.
sky. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That just isn't cool to me.
No.
Like something needs to be done about that for sure.
Absolutely. Before it becomes such a problem that we all have to say, something needs to be done about that.
Yeah, exactly. So good on you, Elon Musk, for working on that and getting your chomper out there to chomp up space junk. That's pretty cool. So
wow. Yeah, right now, according to a report from NASA, more than 27,000 pieces of orbital space debris are tracked by the Department of Defense's Global Space Surveillance Network, and much more debris too small to be tracked but large enough to threaten human spaceflight. Robotic missions exist in the near Earth space environment.
Okay.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, not at all. Wow. Yeah,
Maybe
what's
that?
Oh, geez, we just keep talking over each other. Sorry.
Wait,
According to a guy a meteor specialist named Peter Brown, roughly 40,000 metric tons of interplanetary matter strike Earth's atmosphere every year. So he's saying that there's like a potential for a lot of like what we have floating around to come back down to Earth. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's gross that we like just can't stop making messes.
I know, like humans just make messes everywhere they go. They just pollute everything.
Yeah.
Like now we're polluting space. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because, like we just were talking about, we used to have a lot of aliens come in, like a lot of alien sightings, 50s and 60s and stuff like that. And that's when we started really getting into space and going to space. What if we put so much junk into the air that they couldn't come to us anymore? Maybe they charted it and were like, it's too dangerous to make those trips anymore. You know? Maybe we had an opportunity and then they're like, nope, can't.
Yeah, true.
We effed it up.
Too much space junk.
Yeah.
We need a chomper to go after it and get it out.
But the problem is most of the space junk is like just because of us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Eating stuff into space.
We're kind of the worst.
I don't know why. I mean, well, I know why, but like whenever I see like garbage like on the beach or just anywhere, like it just makes me so mad.
Dude, same.
Literally
like, makes me so
it's like,
mad.
come on.
Yeah.
Do you really have to be that lazy that you can't pick up your own junk?
So many people just don't care.
Yeah, it's really bad.
Like, I'd say the majority, like of a fair majority of the United States population, or like just the population of the planet in general, just don't care.
Yeah, it's not just the United States, man. It's like everywhere.
Well, like what I've seen has been in the United States.
Then why do you hate America?
Ow.
I mean, it was just the 4th of July, like not that many days ago.
Wow.
Everywhere, Michael.
And when you hate on America like this, it hurts our veterans. I for one support our veterans.
Good job. Me too.
Josiah does too with his hat, and he saluted.
Yeah.
Ben never saluted once.
Ben didn't salute. So
Ben did not salute.
Ben's
did you just bow? Did you just bow? It's literally like what? That's he was bowing to this. He's bowing to the sun. And he was like, "Wow, well, we now know where your loyalties lie."
Always to the sun.
I'm sorry to any veterans listening. Ben did not salute you.
I just want people to know. I just want people to know that are listening to the podcast that Ben's a communist.
Wow.
A filthy, dirty, alien commie.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm an alien.
Why don't we just share the wealth?
Nah, aliens don't like to share, dude.
How do you know?
Well, neither do communists, but it's fine.
Yikes. I mean, here we are. You're digging yourself this hole, Ben.
Yeah. So I guess you really are.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
I don't know. Listen, it's kind of crazy to me how much stuff we can talk about when it comes to space. There's a lot of stuff. Also, speaking of space, I sent you an article not too long ago. I'm gonna have to re-pull it up here because when I heard about this, I kind of freaked out a little bit. This is from, well, I'm stealing it from another podcast because stealing things from other podcasts is a good way to get good news.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly. Let me see if I can find it real quick because it was a guy that was on Joe Rogan's podcast talked about a story that he had dug up about aliens, and I'm trying to see if I can find it here.
And gay frogs?
What?
Well, no, that's Alex Jones. They're turning the freaking frogs gay. which I'm gonna be honest, he was kind of right about, because that was actually a thing that happened.
Believe it or not, but Alex Jones is right about most things. So
he's been right about a lot of things. He actually called out. Yeah, he totally called out. What's it called before it happened? What's his name? I can't remember. Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah.
oh yeah.
He's like, oh, that guy's a pedo. Everybody's like, dude, what are you talking about? And they're like, oh my gosh. They're like, oh no.
Oh no.
But then when if he does get his story wrong and he's like, sorry, I was wrong on that story, they're like, you're just a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
You dirty piece of garbage. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta find the story. It's gonna take me a second, but yeah, I don't know. It was a really, really, really weird story about, like, apparently these kids at this school in this African country, like, had an encounter with, like, a spaceship, and there were like 30 kids or something, and they all remember it.
Really? That's
here
crazy.
it is. Zimbabwe children encountering let me see here. Yeah, and apparently it's not the only one that found that. Here we go. There was actually way more children than I remembered. Okay. This is remembering Zimbabwe's great alien invasion. Tracking down one of the aerial school experiencers took some doing, but eventually I connected with Sarah, which you've referred to as a most stubborn old roadie in downtown Harar. I don't know. Of the more than 110 children and staff who had been at the school, which sits just outside the small agricultural center of Rua, when aliens landed in 1994, she thought she was probably the only one still in the country. But
wow.
Yeah, let me see here. 62 kids between the ages of about 6 and 12 saw the aliens land, get out of their little ships. The kids returned to class. They were completely freaked out, couldn't stop nattering about little men who looked a bit like Michael Jackson. The teacher told them to shut up, as teachers are wont to do, and classes proceeded. But the next day, the school received a bunch of calls from parents wanting to know why their kids were spooked. It got so that the teachers started to freak out too, and a local UFO expert called Cynthia Hine was invited to speak to everyone. It was via her, I think, that we heard about a famous shrink who was coming to the U.S. to assess the children. Dr. John Mack. Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
That's pretty insane if you have that many kids that young who are saying the same thing.
This is on the NCBI. I don't know what the National Library of Medicine, National Institutes of Health. There are articles about episodes of mass hysteria in African schools.
Really?
Yeah. South Africa is one of the countries in Africa with a number of episodes of mass hysteria among students being reported. 1999, mass hysteria occurred at its high school in Umata on the eastern Cape of South Africa. The outbreak of displaying several features of mass hysteria with pseudo seizures. Too many people in the town, including doctors, priests, parents, and students. This was an unknown phenomenon, generated a lot of anxiety, aggravated by extensive media coverage. But yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Huh.
Crazy.
This was, so I don't know. This was kind of interesting. Oh, this specifically with apparently the specific one with this, we might have to do a whole episode about this. This is kind of crazy. This specifically was somebody fell down having a seizure, and then everybody started freaking out, and everybody else started falling down and having seizures as well.
Really?
A total of 50 people out of a population of 765 were involved. And people, like, the more people saw it, the more they freaked out thinking they had the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, but that is not what I was trying to talk about. This is where I was. In 1994, 62 school children all reported seeing an alien craft land and extraterrestrial creatures emerge. Virtually every single one of the 62 children iterated the exact same story with the same details, and none of them had gone against his or her story. Many dismissed the 1994 incident as mass hysteria affecting the children, but when the children were found to not have much prior knowledge to UFOs or popular UFO perceptions, many other people believed what the children witnessed could have been real. The children were asked to draw what they have encountered the day prior. Isn't that nuts?
That is insane.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how you can deny that.
Yeah, I don't know.
My question is, like, if they thought it was mass hysteria, what caused the mass hysteria?
Yeah. Well, so the phenomenon of mass hysteria is interesting because apparently what it is it's like there's like a thing called herd mentality. Like if a crowd of people, like if somebody jumps in the middle of a crowd and goes like, "Oh my God," and runs,
everybody else just does it.
Everybody else will start to run. Yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know. Apparently that specific thing, it's like it's weird that it would be specifically this thing landed and these things got out, and that there weren't a bunch of arguments against it, or that there weren't like weird,
conflictions or whatever between
There
the
weren't
stories.
conflicting reports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which seems like if there had been any doubt in any of the kids, like at all, there would have been conflicting reports of some sort. But if there weren't, then that's like, I don't know. Did they say anything else about the drawings that they asked about?
I got to look that up because I'm still kind of going through all of that. Like,
apparently there's like quite a few things having to do with like UFOs and aliens in Africa. Just what I'm reading and stuff right now.
Yeah.
Maybe we should like do an episode about that at some point.
I mean, we could definitely talk about it. Yeah, there's one picture I just found of the kids in Zimbabwe. It's like these, like, it looks like a crude drawing. They don't have facial features except for like two big eyes that the kid kind of drew. And they have like the big like alien sized heads and like black suits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like they had like a description for them as like large heads with like 2 holes for nostrils, a slit for a mouth, and long black hair. And so I guess they were like Michael Jackson.
Dude, that sounds creepy.
Dude, we'll have to read more about this.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because apparently there's a article or like a thing that just recently came out, like a documentary about it, and the guy talked about it. But
okay. I mean, the way I look at this is just further confirmation of my theory where, Egypt happens to be in Africa, right? And like they have like the Egyptian hieroglyphics and art and stuff and paintings from ancient Egypt times that show like, the gods teaching them how to like build pyramids and stuff. And
dude, did the freaking aliens teach the Egyptians how to build pyramids?
That's what we've been talking about. Well, actually, I think Mike and I talked about that when you weren't here.
Yeah, you probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah.
Definitely. Did you definitely do that, Mike?
Yeah.
Of course, you would have known that
here.
if you listened to our podcast when you weren't here. But
I listened to every episode.
I have I mean, like, dude, we'll have to do like another. Oh my gosh, I just pulled up like a list of like different like major alien like UFO sightings, and
that's
some of them get kind of nuts.
Yeah, we'll have to do that in another episode. But
just the fact that like we're here talking about it, and the fact that there is so much to talk about when it comes to UFOs, to me is like indicative of like something must be happening. Like something.
I've never had. Besides me being an alien, I've never had any encounters of any sort. But I like paranormal all the time. Alien
we
type
gotta
stuff.
Talk about that at some point too.
Yeah, we'll have to have a whole episode about Ben's paranormal stuff, because apparently ghosts follow Ben around like the plague follows Ben around.
Ben is paranormal. Let's just be honest.
Yeah, dude, I really am.
Yeah.
So yeah. But we have a lot of really exciting episodes to bring to you guys in the future and stuff. We are going to continue to talk about all of this crazy stuff and much more. So make sure that you are following our podcast and staying tuned with all of that, because we release an episode every week. So with that being said, we hope that you enjoyed the episode this week. Make sure that you leave a review if you're listening to us on your favorite podcast platform, and leave a comment, a like, all that good stuff if you're watching us on YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we will talk to you next week. Bye.
Bye.